Field trip. The next week, my ESL class takes a field trip to the zoo. Field trip is another English trick like raining cats and dogs and a barrel of laughs, because there is no field and it's not a far trip, like the one I took from Africa. We take a yellow bus when we get to the zoo. We must stand in line to get our tickets. The other kids complain, but I'm used to lines. One day in the refugee camp, I stood in line for 9 hours to get a handful of corn. At last, a guiding lady walks us past birds and lizards, fish and butterflies, zebras and elephants. We're looking for animals from our homelands. I see gazelles standing on a low hill beyond a fence. I remember such animals bounding through tall grass, riding the air like wingless birds. I wonder how they come to be here in this strange cold world. They flick their tails and check the horizon for danger. They're safe here, but they don't know it. We visit the petting zoo with its animals for touching who will not eat your hand. There are goats and chickens and pigs, a llama and a turkey, but no cows. We're supposed to be watching the animals, but I can't stop looking at the people looking at all the animals. A class of little children laughs at the pigs, rolling happily in cold mud. Their class looks like our class, or maybe we look like them, many colors and shapes, and words. Of all the things I didn't know about America, this is the most amazing. I didn't know there would be so many tribes from all over the world. How could I have imagined the way they walk through the world side by side, without fear, all free to gaze at the same sky with the same hopes? What would my father have said to see such a thing? My brother? What will my mother say? I walk behind my classmates to the next exhibit, but I am not alone. My family is with me, and every sight is something they cannot see, and every hope is something they cannot feel. To carry them unseen as wind is a heavy burden. The question. All afternoon my belly aches. Maybe I should have eaten more, I tell myself. But I know the hurt of hunger well. Hunger is a wild dog gnawing on a dry bone, mad with impatience, but hoping still. It isn't hunger I feel today. The pain is worse, one without pity, like an icy night. This pain is a question, the one my heart will not stop asking. Why am I here when so many others are not? Why should I have a desk and a pair of fine jeans and a soft place for my head to rest? Why should I have the freedom to hope while my brother and father sleep in bloodied earth? I should not take these gifts I do not deserve, and yet I know I will take them. Warm food and soft bed and fresh hope, holding on tight as that wild dog, to his bone. Apple. Before ESL, we have homeroom. I don't much like it. In my homeroom are only 3 other ESL students, and I don't speak their words. All the rest are from America. One morning, a folded paper waits on my homeroom desk. I think maybe it's a note to pass. I've seen other students hand paper to each other during the loud man in the wall named announcements. It's exciting to think I might already have a homeroom friend. When I open it, I see a picture. It's not a good drawing, but after a moment I could see it's a dead body made of bones. Hungry, Kenya? A boy in the back asks. His voice has knives in it. He holds up an apple half eaten. None of me, thank you. None for me, thank you, I say, using my polite English words. And my home, I add, is not Kenya, it's Sudan. He tosses the apple across the room. It lands on my desk and drops to the floor. My homeroom teacher looks up from his newspaper. Can the flying fruit, he says. Of course, I don't want the apple to be wasted. I pick it up off the floor and throw it back to the boy. It hits him on the nose. I'm a fine thrower of rocks and balls. It's not my fault the boy moved. The teacher gives me a detention slip. I'm not sure what this slip means, but I do know I'm the only one in class who receives one. I feel very lucky to be selected by my teacher for such an honor.